What's good, everybody, and welcome to the Corporate Roads to Wealth channel. And on this channel, I'm gonna be giving y'all game and sauce on everything credit, from how to structure your credit report, how to repair your credit report, and how to get into these credit unions that's giving up the bag. Listen, if you want to stay up to date on everything that I'm gonna be dropping on my channel, subscribe, drop your likes. Give me y'all feedback in the comments and let me know what y'all learning along the way. Now, for these next few weeks, I'm going to be dropping video after video because I got some credit unions and some gems lined up for y'all. So if y'all want to stay up to date on everything, go ahead and hit the like button and subscribe button and keep the notifications on. So today, let's get into it. What I'm going to go ahead and go over is the Navy Federal internal scoring system. Yes, man, I already know everybody loves Navy Federal. There's a million videos out there about Navy Federal, but from my data points and from the research I done went ahead and put together everything that you need to know about building your internal points with Navy Federal if you do not have the best credit report out there that's going to allow you to get these high limit approvals that you know Navy Federal gives out. Now, let's get into it. Let's go over a few things. I done broke this down into 4 key things that you're going to need to know. But the first thing you're going to need to know is what is the internal scoring system with Navy Federal. Now, all credit unions like Navy Federal are relationship based. They like to see that you are using their products, that you see a long-term banking future with them, and that it's going to be beneficial with them to be able to give you these type of high limit approvals if you don't have the best credit report to just walk in the door and ask for whatever it is you want. Now, with Navy Federal being the biggest one, let's go ahead and knock out them first and go ahead and dive deep into a few things that you need to know about them. They're the only credit union that I know that actually would tell you what your internal score actually is. Every other credit union, they might not say it, but best believe they do relationship banking too. Now, Navy Federal's internal score goes up to a 450. That means that you can have a 720 credit report, thin file credit report, just a few accounts, but your score is good. You don't have no derogatory, no collections or anything like that. And they will still lowball you with a brand new account because you haven't built no relationship with them. Now, let's say that you have a thin file, but you've been with them for like 6 months, a year, or something like that, and you've been doing a little bit of activity on your account. You might not have all of the products that they offer. They'll go ahead and give you a higher limit. But for the ones that credit is not the best, this video is going to really be for you to be able to go ahead and build this relationship with Navy Federal and get these high limit approvals with them. So with that being said, pay attention to these key data points that I'm going to be going over because this can be very useful for you when putting in these applications with Navy Federal. They pull TransUnion, as we all know, so make sure your TransUnion is going to be unfrozen and that your score is going to be able to help you get the type of approval that you want. So let's dive into it, man. So the first thing I'm going to go over right now is their certificates that they offer. The main one that I see is the best that everybody can probably afford is going to be the Easy Start certificate and the special Easy Start certificate. But I'm going to go through all of them for you. So the standard certificate that they offer is a certificate of deposit account where the minimum deposit is going to be $1,000, and you can do this from either 3 months up into 7 years. There's no cap on how much you can put down. The next one will be the Easy Start certificate. It's a lower minimum deposit required. The term that you're allowed to keep on that you'll have to accept will be anywhere from 12 to 24 months, and you'll be getting a 4.75% interest on whatever you put down in there. Now, just because they say a minimum of 50, you don't always want to go to minimum, but I understand people can only do what they can do. So if you can at least open up one and put $150 in there, and then you go down to the special Easy Start one that's only available to get, I think it is for, you only can have one of them at a time, or you only can do one every 6 months. You can do it for the minimum deposit of $50. Also, it earns a higher interest rate. This is why they want to allow you to have multiple of these open at a time. And it's going to be only for a term of 12 months because they're giving you higher interest on however much money that you put down up into $3,000. You can't go over $3,000. They won't allow you to get that much interest off of them like that. But go ahead and take advantage of them because it's going to show them that you want to go ahead and build a relationship with them, and you're going to be building those internal scoring points with Navy Federal. Now, the last thing on the certificates that they offer is the Save First account. Now, the good thing that I like about the Save First account, you can open it up with a minimum deposit of just $5. Now, it doesn't earn as much interest as the other certificates do. It's only getting you 0.4% on whatever you put down. But you can put it from a term from 3 to 60 months. I went ahead and I did all of these because I'm making sure that my internal points, my credit score is good, but I want my internal points to be even better with Navy Federal. So anytime that I go to them, they're giving me what I'm asking for, and they're going to give me the max every time that I go to them. If you follow these steps, this can be beneficial for you too. So we got the Save First account with a minimum deposit of only $5. We got the Special Easy certificate with a minimum deposit of only $50, but you only can go up to $3,000. Remember that. That's the max that you can put on this one. It's only going to be $3,000 for a term of only 12 months. And then we got the Easy Start certificate. You can have as many of these open as you want. There's no limit on how much you can put down, but it's just a minimum deposit required of $50 in the terms of 24 months. It's the longest that you can do it to. So the certificates are definitely a good thing that you want to have when you're building your internal points with Navy Federal. The other thing that we're going to go ahead and go over, as soon as you open up a Navy Federal account, man, people, you got to look at this like it's a business. Navy Federal is a business just like anybody else. They want you to get products with them that's going to show them that you want to have longevity with them, and they're going to be able to make money on you. Then you be able to make money from them. It's a give and take type of thing when it comes to these credit unions in the banking system. It takes money to make money, but don't look at it as you're losing money. Just look at it as you're setting money to the side to be able to open up doors to get you limits on products that you know is going to be beneficial to you. So it takes a little bit of an investment into yourself. And that's how y'all need to look at this type of game when it comes to credit card stacking or credit union building. You need to look at it as a give and take type of thing. I give to y'all, y'all give to me. I give y'all a little bit, y'all give me a lot. Believe me, they got a lot more to give you than what you have to give them. And that's how you want to go about doing this thing. But show them that you want to mess with them though. So open up you a flagship checking. Yes, they do have the free checking account and everything. The flagship checking, it is a $1,500 minimum daily balance is required, but you can still open it up without having to put a full $1,500 in there. When people hear numbers, they get kind of timid, they get kind of scared, which is understandable because everybody's financial situation is different. But don't think just because you see $1,500 that you got to keep $1,500 in there, or they're going to close down your account or flag you because you don't have $1,500 in there. No, but if you just don't have it, it's just going to be a $10 a month fee for not keeping the $1,500 daily balance in there. But there's ways to avoid the fee, and that can be just doing direct deposits into the checking account if you can't keep the $1,500 minimum daily balance in there. So open up a flagship checking. It's better than the free checking that they offer. Do some certificate of deposit accounts. And my favorite one to go over is going to be the Navy Federal Pledge Loan. Now, every credit union offers some type of pledge loan, but they might just call it by a different name. They might call it the Savings Secured Loan, the Shared Secured Loan, or the Certificate Secured Loan that they do. And if you're not familiar with how this works, I'm just going to go over it briefly for you. When it comes to these secured loans that the credit unions offer, the way that this works is that, let's say that you got $10,000 or however much it is for the minimum deposit to open this and start this with them is. But the bigger you go, the better it's going to look for you. And I'm going to explain why. And you're not losing no type of money. You're just transferring your money from one account to the other in order to manufacture your credit profile, people. This is the main reason of doing this. Even for people that have good credit, if you know you're going for a mortgage loan and you know you're going to get you're finna PG your business and you need to show a high loan amount or on there to show that you got a little bit of funds to do, this is always a good move to go with. Even if you don't do it with Navy Federal and you want to go with another credit union. Navy Federal, they do not pull your credit to do this type of loan with them. And you can have multiple of these loans open at a time. I say if you're going to do a big one and do one that's a little bit smaller, you don't need 10 pledge loans with the same credit union. Now, the way that this works is you have the money in your account. They put it into a secured account, which is going to act as collateral. And as soon as they put it in that secured account, it's going to go right back to your checking account as a loan. Like it would act just like a loan that you would have got from the bank. That money becomes right back available into your checking account. And now you will have monthly payments on that on the money that you put up as collateral. Being that if you put down $10,000 on a savings secured loan and you do it for a term of up to 60 months for the 2% or up to 180 months for the 3%. Now, let's say you do it for just the 60 months or whatever. The longer you have it, the less your monthly payments will be, which is going to be good for your debt to income ratio on your credit profile. If you only do it for 6 months, it's going to be a high monthly payment. Is going to show up on your credit report for your debt to income ratio, especially if you go with a high amount of a loan. If you put down like $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 on this type of secured loan, but you only want to do it for 6 months, that monthly payment is going to show up as very high. You know, you don't want that. You want to have a lower monthly payment so your debt to income ratio monthly is going to be low. But you want to show that you have a high loan out there on your credit profile. And the way that you manufacture this is that some people like to do it after the first billing cycle. Some people like to do it within the first billing cycle. If you know the date that your credit that is going to report to your credit profile. I know most of the time Navy Federal reports at the end of the month. So if you do this at, let's say on the 12th, by the 30th or the 31st, that's going to be your statement closing date. And it's going to be on your credit report by the beginning of the month on the 1st. So let's say you put $10,000 down. You wait until the 21st or the 27th. You go ahead and pay 80% of that right back down. As soon as you pay that down within 24 to 48 hours, the $10,000 was already in your checking account. You pay 80% of that $10,000 loan off on day 21 or anytime before that. Within 24 to 48 hours, those $8,000, the $9,000, because you're only going to pay 80 to 90% of that off, it's going to be right back available into your checkings or savings account or whatever one that you told them you wanted to come to for your proceeds from the loan. So don't look at this as you're losing money. Look at this as you are building and manufacturing your credit profile so that you can go for a higher limit approval, because banks like to see comparable credit. If you got a $10,000 loan, even though it shows up as a secured loan, you got a $10,000 loan, 80 to 90% paid off on your credit profile that's got a term of 5 years and it's already paid off for 80 to 90%, that is going to help you so good on your credit report. And it's going to show these other banks that you have relationships with that, hey, I got a loan for $10,000 and I already done paid it off 80 to 90%. I only got a minimum monthly payment of $120 a month. So what they gonna look at that as, like, man, this is somebody that got a little bit of money. They messing with this other banking institution. We want to get their business too. So we're gonna throw them a bone over here and try to see if they'll bank with us like this. We want some of their money too. Let's see what they do for us. And it's comparable credit, and it's account misters, and it's going to be open for a long term. So it's going to give you credit age. And this is how y'all need to look at this. Now, being the fact that this is Navy Federal and we're trying to build these internal points, the big reason on top of all of this, it's going to be to build that stronger relationship with Navy Federal. So if you do both of these, the savings secured loan and the certificate loan, secured loan, your internal scores with Navy Federal is going to start going up. Even though you might not have the best credit report or credit score out there, if you do this and you do this over and you wait at least 6 months to go ask for a credit card, especially if you're underneath a 650 and you got collections and late payments and stuff like that, they're going to throw you way more than what they would have if you just would have did this within the first few months of opening up your account with Navy Federal, and you haven't done you haven't got none of their products and haven't showed them that you're going to be worth banking with on their end. You got to show them that you're going to be beneficial too. And on top of that, if you are a person out there that you do own your own business and you do have a payroll or you do have ACH set up as your business checking account, pay yourself weekly to your Navy Federal account. All of this stuff is going to build your internal points with Navy Federal. So when you go ask for a credit card or you go ask for an unsecured loan, they're going to not be so stingy with lending you out money. So these are the main things that y'all are going to want to try to do if y'all don't have the best credit report out there to build a stronger relationship with Navy Federal. Listen, man, I got plenty more videos that's finna be dropping. I got a lot of game and sauce that I want to go ahead and build and put out there on that channel. So if you want to keep up to date on everything and how these credit unions are changing and some of the best credit unions to get into, it's going to be offering high limit approvals, because Navy Federal is not the only credit union out there. And I'm going to be honest with you. There is some other credit unions out there that's giving Navy Federal a run for their money when it comes to the limits that they offer for their credit products. So, man, I hope y'all enjoyed the video. And if you did and you want to keep up to date, go ahead and like and subscribe and leave me a comment. If y'all done already built a relationship with Navy Federal and you don't have the best credit report out there and you done did these things and let it marinate for a while, go ahead and let the people know what your results was. And I'm going to go ahead and drop some more videos for y'all, man. Enjoy the rest of y'all day, man. And we're going to wrap this up, man. Let's get it the corporate way.